You ever notice how Christmas lights look different when you're dying? They blur together, red and green bleeding into each other like watercolors left out in the rain. I never thought I'd spend my last Christmas watching those lights fade, but here I am. And I need to tell someone what happened. What I did. What she made me become. My name is Michael Chen, and 3 weeks ago, I was a normal guy. I worked at a software company in Portland, lived in a studio apartment that smelled like old coffee, and spent way too much time on dating apps. December was supposed to be simple. Fly home to Minnesota, eat mom's dry turkey, pretend to care about my brother's cryptocurrency schemes, fly back. Easy. I met her at the airport, Sarah was her name. At least that's what she told me when my flight got canceled and we ended up at the same hotel bar, drowning our frustration in overpriced whiskey. God, she was beautiful. Not in that intimidating, untouchable way. She was real. Warm. She had this laugh that made you feel like you were the funniest person alive. We talked for hours, about everything, about nothing. I love Christmas, but I haven't been home in so long. Too long. Why not? I asked. Family complications. You know how it is. I didn't push. We all have our ghosts. When she suggested we share a cab back to our hotels, they were close, she said. I didn't think twice. When she asked if I wanted to come up for one more drink, I thought I was the luckiest guy in the world. Her room was freezing. I remember that detail so clearly now. She apologized, said the heater was broken, but when she stood close to me, I felt warm anyway. Her lips were cold when she kissed me. I didn't care. I have to tell you something. Something important. What? I was barely listening, my heart hammering, my hands in her hair. I'm sorry. That's when I felt it. Not a kiss. A bite. Sharp. Impossibly sharp. Like someone had driven ice picks into my throat. I tried to scream, but no sound came. I tried to push her away, but she was strong. So impossibly strong. My vision went dark at the edges, those Christmas lights from the window spinning into nothing. When I woke up, I was alone. The room was trashed. Furniture overturned, bed sheets soaked with blood. My blood. I touched my neck and felt the wounds, still wet, but already closing. Healing faster than anything should heal. There was a note on the nightstand, written in her perfect handwriting. I'm sorry. I was so hungry and you were so kind. You'll understand soon. Don't go home for Christmas. Please. You won't be able to control it yet. I'll find you when you're ready. I didn't listen. I got on the next flight to Minneapolis, told myself I was fine, that I'd had too much to drink, that Sarah was just some crazy person and I needed to get my neck checked out by a real doctor. The wounds had almost disappeared by then anyway. Just 2 small scars, like puncture marks. But on the plane, everything changed. The smell hit me first, blood flowing just beneath everyone's skin. I could hear their heartbeats, dozens of them, a symphony of life that made my mouth water and my hands shake. The woman next to me smelled like Christmas cookies and copper pennies. I gripped the armrest so hard I bent the metal. I locked myself in the bathroom and stared at my reflection in that tiny mirror. My eyes looked different, darker, hungrier. I splashed water on my face and told myself to breathe, but breathing didn't help anymore. Nothing helped. I made it to my parents' house on Christmas Eve. Mom cried when she saw me, said I looked too thin, too pale. Dad slapped my back and handed me a beer. My brother immediately started talking about Bitcoin. Everything was normal. Everything was exactly how it should be, except I couldn't stop staring at their throats. We sat down for dinner, ham this year, thank God, not turkey, and I pushed food around my plate. It tasted like ash, like nothing. Mom kept asking if I was feeling okay, if I'd gotten sick on the plane. I lied. I'm good at lying now. Michael, you're not eating. I had a big lunch. I'm just tired. But I wasn't tired. I was starving. A hunger like nothing I'd ever felt, hollow and vicious, eating me from the inside out. I excused myself, went to the bathroom, and stared at myself in the mirror again. My reflection was there. That's a myth, apparently, but I looked like a stranger. My canines had lengthened, sharp points pressing against my lower lip. I heard my niece laughing in the living room. Emma. She's 7. She'd been so excited to see me. Had shown me the gingerbread house she'd made at school. Her voice was like bells. Her heartbeat was like thunder. I came back to the table. We opened presents. Emma got a bike. My brother got socks. Dad gave me a watch. So, you'll always make time for family. I tried to smile. I tried so hard. Midnight approached. They put on It's a Wonderful Life, the same movie we watch every year. Emma fell asleep on the couch, her head on my mom's lap. The lights on the tree twinkled, red and green, casting shadows across everyone's faces. I felt it building, the hunger, the need. It wasn't like wanting food, it was deeper, more primal. Every instinct I had screamed at me to feed, to take, to drain. Sarah's note echoed in my head. You won't be able to control it yet. I stood up. I need some air. I walked outside, into the snow. It was still falling, thick and white, covering everything in silence. I could run, I could leave right now, disappear, never come back, protect them. But then the door opened behind me. Uncle Mike, what are you doing out here? It's cold. Just looking at the stars. My voice sounded wrong. I can't see any stars. Too many clouds. I could hear her heartbeat. Young, strong, perfect. Emma, go back inside. Are you okay? You look sad. Please. Go inside. Did you like your present? Grandpa said. I grabbed her shoulders. She gasped. I could feel the blood rushing under her skin, warm and alive and so close. My teeth ached. My hands shook. Emma, run. So I ran instead. I ran into the woods behind my parents' house, the woods where I used to play as a kid, and I didn't stop until my legs gave out. I collapsed in the snow, and I screamed. I screamed until my throat was raw, until the sound echoed through the empty trees. That's when Sarah found me. She appeared like a ghost, like she'd always been there. They're watching from the shadows. She knelt beside me in the snow, and I wanted to hate her. I wanted to kill her for what she'd done to me. I told you not to come home. What am I asked. I already knew, but I needed to hear it. You're like me now, and I'm sorry. I was weak. I hadn't fed in so long, and when I met you, I thought I could just take a little, just enough to make it home. But I took too much. I'm sorry. How do I fix this? You don't. You learn to live with it. You learn to control it, or you don't, and you become a monster. I almost hurt my niece, but you didn't. That's how I knew you were strong. That's why I came back for you. I'm staying away from my family now. I told them I got a job offer overseas, that I'd be gone for a while. Mom cried again. Dad was proud. Emma made me promise to video chat. Sarah's teaching me how to feed without killing, how to take just enough from people who won't remember, who won't miss it. How to live in the spaces between human lives. It's been 3 weeks since that Christmas Eve. I watch my family's Instagram posts, Emma on her new bike, my brother's New Year's party, Mom's church potluck. I comment. I like. I pretend I'm still part of their world. But I'm not. Not anymore. I'm telling you this because I need someone to know what happened. What I lost. What I became. Maybe you won't believe me. Maybe you'll think I'm crazy. That's fine. Just remember this, if you're traveling this holiday season and you meet someone at an airport bar who seems too perfect, too understanding, too interested in your life, be careful. We're out here, we're hungry, and sometimes, even when we don't want to be, we're weak. Merry Christmas. And I'm sorry. When I started experiencing these changes, I did what anyone would do in 2025. I searched the internet, desperate to understand what was happening to me. Here's what I found that helped me make sense of my transformation. The transformation process. According to vampire folklore across cultures, the transition period following a vampire bite produces intense symptoms including severe pain throughout the body, dramatically heightened sensory perception, persistent fever, and an overwhelming craving for blood. Everything I felt, the hunger, the way sounds became deafening, the way I could smell blood from across a room. It all matched what legends described for centuries. Medical explanations for vampire myths. Interestingly, several real diseases have influenced vampire folklore throughout history, including rabies, porphyria, and tuberculosis. Rabies can affect portions of the brain that could lead to disturbance of normal sleep patterns and hypersexuality, while the susceptibility to garlic and light could be due to hypersensitivity. I wondered if what happened to me was some kind of disease, a virus maybe, but whatever Sarah passed to me was beyond any medical explanation I could find. Christmas and the supernatural. The timing of my transformation felt significant. For centuries, the season around winter solstice has been one of transition and change, provoking oral stories about spooky things in many different countries and cultures all over the world. Christmas Eve was once thought of much like Halloween, a time when the veil between the spirit or supernatural world was at its thinnest. Maybe that's why it happened during the holidays. Maybe the darkness of winter makes transformations like mine more likely. The horror of Christmas folklore. As I researched, I realized Christmas has always had a dark side. Alpine folklore tells of creatures like Krampus, a chain-dragging, birch-wielding, child-kidnapping half-goat monster, and the tradition is still observed in some European countries. There are stories of Grilla, the giant ogre, who emerges from her cave on Christmas to hunt children, and Frau Perchta, who slits the bellies of bad children and stuffs them with straw. I used to think these were just stories to scare kids into behaving. Now, I wonder if they were warnings about real things that lurk in the winter darkness. Things like me, the Victorian ghost story tradition. Charles Dickens's A Christmas Carol, first published in 1843, belonged to a once rich tradition of telling ghost stories on Christmas Eve. For much of the 19th century, Christmas was the holiday associated with ghosts and specters. People would gather around fires and share tales of supernatural terror. That tradition faded in America, but maybe it shouldn't have. Maybe those stories were trying to tell us something. I'm one of those stories now. A cautionary tale told in airports and hotel bars. A reminder that the holidays aren't always about joy and light. Sometimes they're about transformation, loss, and the monsters we become despite our best intentions. So if you're traveling this Christmas, be careful who you talk to. Be careful who you trust. The world is stranger and darker than you think.